Today we're going to be learning how to multiply and divide fractions. And you might have already learned this already this year, but we're going to go a little bit more in depth later in the video. So 8 times 1/4, you probably already know how to do this, but in case you don't, this would be 8 over 4, which is 2. 9 times 1/3 would be 9 over 3, which is 3. So if you want to explain this more easily, 1/4, this fraction, the bar right here is just a division sign. So 1/4 is actually just 1 divided by 4. So if this was 1, 1/4 would be divided by 4, and then one of these would be 1/4. So let's try to go back to this problem. 8 times 1/4. Well, if this was 1, then you would see that this is 1/4. So if we want to do 8 times 1/4, well, that would be 1/4 and then 8 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And since one box equals 1, well then since we have 2 boxes, then we can see that 8 times 1/4 is 2. Now what about division? Let's use this problem. 8 divided by 1/4. So when you're dividing, you're seeing how many of the second number can fit into the first number. So let's use this 1/4. 1/4 of these. We have 8 boxes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we see that how many of these can fit? 4 of these can fit in each. And since there's 8 of these boxes, the total answer would be 8 times 4, which is 32. So basically 8 divided by 1/4 is 32. Do you see something similar here? There's the 4 in each of these problems. So basically when you're trying to divide fractions, you just flip the second number. So to make this easy, we'll make 8 into 8 over 1, because like I said before, this is just a division sign. And anything divided by 1 is the same number. So 8 over 1 is 8. And then divided by 1/4. So instead of doing this, which would be hard, we'll flip the second one to make it 4 over 1. Instead of dividing, we'll switch this to a multiplication, which gives you the top would be 32, the bottom would be 1. So 32. That would be your final answer. So let's see if we can use this to do more difficult problems. Let's try 2/3 divided by 8 over 3. Well, for this one, like we did before, we'd keep the first number the same, but change this to a multiplication sign, flip the second one. So that goes there, that goes here. 3 over 8. And then we multiply the top. 2 times 3 is 6, and then we multiply the bottom. 3 times 8 is 24, which is equal to 1/4. Let's try this with a more difficult one. 12 over 13 divided by 10 over 14. Well, let's look at this problem, and we know what to do. 12 over 13 times, flip the second one, 14 over 10. Which would be 168 over 130. So that's how you would divide fractions or multiply them. And you can always use this. This will always work for any fraction.